Hi.
It's okay?
Yeah. Yes, it's okay. I can hear you. We can hear you perfectly. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So, hi everyone. Nice to meet you all. Even though virtually, though, I would have loved to come and discover this wonderful country, but yeah, a bit too complex flight-wise and whatnot. So yeah, I'm co-founder and CEO of Carbonable. Carbonable. Our mission really is to re-engineer trust in the carbon market and especially in the carbon contribution side of things. So so yeah, a little bit of context. I think all of you guys know net zero right now is not a goal anymore. It's actually a requirement. It's a requirement for the planet. As we know, climate emergency is bigger than ever. We also know that now, like for companies, and especially in Europe, which has committed to net zero by 2050, there are plenty of legal requirements that are coming into place. So now there is like a compliance, one of them being called like the CSRD, which is actually including sustainability as part of like business model of companies, and which is going to be reinforced for over 50,000 company by next year. More so, so that now not only those companies are affected, but also all their partners and providers, etc. Because when you do the carbon footprint, it affects also like scope 2, scope 3, and so it affects like your providers, and so it's like a snowball effect. So the point is just like this global movement towards net zero is moving faster than ever, and that's good for the planet. That said, like it's a pressing challenge for company. But it's pretty complex. Like the two first steps are, let's say, not streamlined, but have like strong solutions in terms of measurement. You have like plenty of like softwares that exist. You have plenty of consultants that provide that help to do like a good carbon footprint. But when it comes to avoid and reduce, you have also plenty of software. I think of Greenly, I think of Sweep, I think of like plenty of good softwares and also like consultants. When it comes to carbon contribution itself, excuse my language, but it's still a little bit like the Far West. And the truth is like it's the last step towards net zero. It's an essential step. Even when like IPCC clearly said it, but not only IPCC, actually like the UNEP, World Resource Institute, etc., reinforce the fact that we need more removal. Like we need at least triple investments in that field. So it's a requirement for the planet and for companies, but it's a very complex at this moment. Like it's a very risky step. Why so is that risky? There are three main components. Let's say the first one is booming prices. When you're a company, and that's if you don't anticipate enough, the cost toward carbon contribution and toward net zero is going to be much bigger than today. We've seen already the prices like during time 1 and time 2 and time 2 and time 3 in the past few years, the past couple of years, and when you see the forecast from Bloomberg, McKinsey, etc., prices could increase drastically by 2030 and 2037. Now, like that's so if you lack of anticipation, high risk financially. Now, the second risk is the one that everyone knows, and maybe like the biggest threat right now in the market, which is greenwashing. So that's why like our mission is to re-engineer trust more so. Greenwashing is affecting this market in a bad way. Carbon contributions, like when you ask people what is the first word that come to mind about like carbon offset, that's actually scary, but that's greenwashing that comes to mind first. And is due to plenty of reasons. Some are just like the let's say the convictions per se of the companies are not necessarily right, but more so it's also a lack of monitoring. It's a lack of transparency. It's a lack of traceability. It's a lack of capability as a whole. It's a very mature market, and there's not the infrastructure required to actually help providing trust. And third, and not least, last but not least, like there are no tooling right now in the market, like dedicated tooling to manage carbon contributions investment and to manage those assets once they've been financed. So there is a big lack of tooling. There are plenty of investments. Like the market is growing fast, but there is not the infrastructure right now required to actually manage those assets. And so what we've been creating at Carbonable is really like the infrastructure, fully decentralized, or like as decentralized as possible, and with the aim of being like fully decentralized, to re-engineer trust, as we said, but like with the aim to actually like provide trust, provide traceability, to provide transparency, to help scale and standardize carbon contributions through integrity. So that's like the global mission of what we're doing. In the concept of this presentation, I'm showcasing more like, let's say, the product side, which is like what we deliver to partners that are already working with us. So we have like, let's say, 4 pillars. One of them is we help companies to invest in tailored projects to actually create their great portfolio. We optimize, diversify the investment, and minimize risk. So that's the first pillar. Second one, we actually help them manage their assets. So we unify the data, and we help them aggregate all the data in one place under one single platform, and we guarantee automated accounting and auditability. And then beyond the investment, beyond the management, comes then the monitoring. And so we are working with independent DMRVs, which provide an unbiased and ongoing digital verification for all projects under management. And last but not least, you've invested, you manage, you then help monitor. And last, you need reporting, because as any investor in carbon contribution, whether you're a corporate or whether you're, let's say, a hedge fund, when you invest in those assets, you want to be able to report on those, because the value of those assets here is inherent also, like, to the quality of the projects, is inherent to the reporting that you're able to do. So we've created like a back office that helps gathering all the data from all the different projects, and to streamline it and unify it, and we then provide ongoing automated, personalized reports. So if we go a bit more in the details on the investment front, so as I said, like, we are helping companies to create the best portfolio. So that's more a service. But behind this, we've created like a protocol. So it's again, like, fully decentralized protocol, which provides the mean for anyone to invest in projects. So project funding, so forward financing, as my fellow the fellow guy before was presenting. So we created a protocol that helps, like, the forward financing of projects, that helps then companies to actually invest in only like part of projects with the very same budget. It reduces cost as well, because we are fully digital, and since it's tokenized, we make investment fully transparent, traceable, etc. So accessibility and immutability are two of the key elements that we provide through our protocol. Standardizing, we help centralize all carbon assets. As you know, there are plenty of certifiers right now in the market. So we deal with companies that actually have funded like several projects, from 5 to 10 and more. And those projects have different certifiers. Those certifiers have different naming conventions. All those projects have different carbon credit calendar emissions. And so to manage all of this is a nightmare so far for companies. And so what we've been creating is, again, like a protocol that helps, like, managing all of this, and to make it like very streamlined, all under the same naming convention, and it provides continuous accounting and auditability. So it's really like the right hand, like the ERP of a company for carbon contributions, but the ERP powered by Web3. It's integrity as keyword. Bringing contributions, monitoring and verification through DMRV, so digital measure, rate, and verify solutions. They help provide, so they're based on satellite imagery and intelligence, and artificial intelligence. and they help provide like standardized tracking along the way. Again, the idea is to have like the very same way to monitor all different projects at the very same time. You like, because right now, like again, if we take the same example of companies investing in several projects, they will have each of those projects by default is going to have a different monitoring solution, and again, like it creates a big complexity for those companies to follow them through, and it provides also like there is the big challenge of you're the judge and the party when you're a certifier and or a project developer. When the project is funded, you have all the interest to say that everything is going well. Obviously, so the idea is to take a third party angle, a third party opinion to increase the trust in the monitoring. And last, as we said, like ESG reporting is very important. So we created that back office with the same example of a company investing in several projects. All those projects will have different reporting solutions, and for a company to actually consolidate those different reports into one that they want to communicate to their let's say internal audience or external audience is very, very time consuming and pretty also like let's say prone to errors. So we've created like automated and very like, let's say, user friendly reporting solution that provides customized reports in an ongoing way. A little bit of let's say feedback from our clients. So we like all the names that you see below are partners of ours. So our clients, like one of our big clients, Piafa, which is like one of the leader in cosmetic in Europe, says plenty of great things about us. So we are obviously like very proud and very humbled by this. But the thing that I would like to explain here today is when we talk with those companies, we don't necessarily mention, let's say, right away that we are powered by Web3, because as you know, in the corporate world, this is still not like understood 100%, and sometimes it scares a little bit like companies. But in the end, when it comes to is that when we actually get to the point of how do you do this, how do you provide integrity, how do you guarantee auditability, etc., then we come to the how and to the blockchain, and we see clearly like this is a very, very competitive advantage. So we are proud to say that we're Web3, and especially in this type of meeting, we are fully Web3. Actually, we have like a full house of engineers in the team, and this is like the core of what we're doing is the decentralized infrastructure. There you go. So Carbonable, really, like the idea is from strategy to action, a trusted carbon contribution gateway. So happy to answer any questions that you might have, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Guillaume. Stay on. So, anybody have questions for Guillaume about carbon assets management? All right, so I think everybody is blown away. So, no question in the moment, but we will ask you through messages and emails if people pass us questions. So, thank you, Guillaume Leti, for this very thorough and informative, amazing lecture.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.